Have you ever wanted something so badly that you couldn't think about anything else? You checked your phone again and again, waiting for that message. You refreshed your email, hoping for that job offer. You replayed a conversation in your head, wondering what you should have said differently. You worked harder, you pushed harder, you planned everything, and somehow, the harder you tried to control everything, the worse you felt. Maybe you're experiencing that right now. You're trying to make a relationship work. You're trying to build a career. You're waiting for your life to finally become the way you imagined it. And deep down, you're exhausted. Not because you're lazy, not because you're weak, but because you're fighting battles that were never yours to control. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes the thing standing between you and peace isn't what you're chasing. It's your desperate need for it to happen exactly the way you want. The ancient Stoics understood something most people spend their entire lives learning. You can control your effort. You can control your decisions. You can control your response. But you cannot control the timing. You cannot control other people. And you cannot control every outcome. Once you truly understand that, your entire relationship with life begins to change. So stay with me until the end, because we're going to uncover the mindset that allows you to work hard without becoming desperate, care deeply without becoming attached, and pursue your goals without destroying your peace. And by the end of this video, you may realize that the life you've been trying so desperately to control might become easier the moment you stop trying to control it. Number 1, stop attaching your peace to an outcome. Imagine you've just finished an important job interview. You prepared for days. You researched the company. You practiced your answers. You walked into the room and gave everything you had. Then you leave. And suddenly, the waiting begins. You check your phone. Nothing. An hour passes. Nothing. A day. Still nothing. Now your mind starts creating stories. Maybe they didn't like me. Maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe someone else was better. You haven't actually been rejected, but your mind has already punished you for something that hasn't even happened. This is how attachment steals our peace. The Stoics understood that we often suffer not because of what is happening, but because of what we demand must happen. Epictetus taught us not to demand that life unfold according to our wishes, but to learn to accept reality as it comes. Think about how powerful that idea is. You can give your absolute best to the interview, but after you walk out that door, the decision belongs to someone else. Your responsibility is the preparation. The result is not completely yours, and this principle applies everywhere. You can love someone, but you can't control whether they love you back. You can build a business, but you can't guarantee its success. You can train every day, but you can't control exactly when the breakthrough arrives. So stop asking, how do I make this happen? Start asking, what is mine to do right now? That question gives your power back to you, because peace doesn't come from getting everything you want. Peace comes from knowing that whatever happens, you'll be able to handle it. Number 2, your mind can become your greatest enemy. There are days when life seems determined to test you. Your boss criticizes you. Someone you trusted disappoints you. Your plans collapse. You make a mistake. And suddenly, one event becomes an entire story inside your head. I always mess things up. Nothing ever works for me. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. But stop for a moment. Did the event actually say those things? No. Your mind did. The Stoics understood that we don't have to obey every thought that enters our heads. You can observe a thought without becoming that thought. Imagine someone struggling at work. They make several mistakes in 1 week. One person thinks, I'm terrible at this. I'll never improve. Another thinks, I'm making mistakes because I'm still learning. What can I improve tomorrow? Same workplace, same mistakes, completely different future. The first person turns failure into an identity. The second turns failure into information. That is the difference between being controlled by your circumstances and controlling your response to them. Seneca compared difficulties to training for the mind. A muscle becomes stronger when resistance is applied to it. Your character works the same way. Every difficult conversation, every rejection, every setback, every uncomfortable season, it can either break you or train you. The choice begins with the story you tell yourself about what happened. So the next time something goes wrong, don't immediately ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" That single question can transform pain into progress. Number 3, stop rushing what needs time. Here's a painful truth. Not everything you're building is supposed to happen quickly. We live in a world obsessed with instant results, instant information, instant entertainment, instant success. And because of that, we've become impatient with our own lives. You start learning a skill. You practice for 3 weeks. Nothing dramatic happens. So you think you're failing. You start a business. The first months are difficult. You think it isn't working. You begin improving yourself, but you don't see immediate transformation, so you give up. But imagine planting a tree. You put the seed in the ground, you water it, you protect it, and then tomorrow you dig it up to see whether it's growing. The next day you do it again. What happens? You destroy the very thing you were trying to grow. Life works the same way. You cannot plant something today and demand the harvest tomorrow. Epictetus reminded us that great things aren't created suddenly. Your discipline takes time, your confidence takes time, your wisdom takes time, your career takes time, your character takes time. So if you're in a season where nothing seems to be happening, don't automatically assume nothing is happening. Roots grow in darkness before anyone sees the tree. The fact that you can't see progress doesn't mean there is no progress. Keep showing up, keep learning, keep doing your part, and let time do what only time can do. Number 4, stop chasing, start moving with purpose. Have you ever noticed something strange? The more desperately you chase something, the further away it seems. Think about relationships. Someone wants another person's attention so badly that they start texting constantly. They need reassurance. They overthink every response. They panic when the other person becomes distant. They aren't simply expressing interest anymore. They're trying to control the outcome. And desperation changes everything. Now imagine someone different. They care. They communicate. They show interest. But they don't abandon themselves just to be chosen. They know their worth doesn't depend on another person's response. Which person has more inner strength? The second, because confidence doesn't say, "I must have this." Confidence says, "I would love to have this, but I will be okay without it." That's freedom. The Stoics didn't teach us to become passive. They taught us to act with purpose. Know what you want. Do the work. Make the effort. But don't allow your desire to become desperation. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I genuinely want it, or because I'm afraid of not having it? That question can expose a huge amount of unnecessary anxiety. Fear rushes. Purpose moves patiently. Fear grabs. Purpose builds. Fear says, "I need this." Purpose says, "I'll give this my best." There is a world of difference between the two. Number 5, let go of the need to control other people. This may be one of the hardest lessons you'll ever learn. You cannot control people. You can explain yourself. You can communicate. You can set boundaries. You can walk away. But you cannot reach inside another person's mind and force them to become who you want them to be. Maybe you've experienced this with a partner, a friend, a family member, someone you desperately wanted to understand you. You kept explaining. You kept giving chances. You kept hoping that one day they would finally change, and they didn't. That's painful. But here's where Stoicism gives you freedom. Their behavior belongs to them. Your response belongs to you. You don't have to spend your entire life trying to win an argument someone else refuses to understand. You don't have to convince everyone to respect you. And you don't have to chase people who continually choose to walk away. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is release your grip. Not because you don't care, but because you finally understand you cannot control what isn't yours. Number 6, master the dichotomy of control. This is one of the most powerful ideas in Stoicism. Separate life into 2 categories, what you can control and what you cannot. You can control your preparation. You cannot control the interviewer's decision. You can control your effort. You cannot control the economy. You can control your words. You cannot control how someone interprets them. You can control whether you show up. You cannot control whether the world rewards you immediately, yet most people spend enormous amounts of energy on the second category. They worry about what people think. They obsess over the future. They replay the past. They predict disasters that haven't happened, and then they wonder why they're exhausted. Imagine preparing for an important presentation. You've practiced, you've researched, you're ready. But 5 minutes before you walk into the room, your mind begins, what if I forget everything? What if they judge me? What if I fail? Now you're fighting imaginary battles before the real one has even begun. Instead, take a breath. Say, I've done my part. Your job is not to control the audience. Your job is to deliver your best presentation. That is where your power exists. The moment you stop spending energy on what you cannot control, you have more energy for what you can. And that is where real strength begins. Number 7, build an abundance mindset. There are 2 people who can walk into the exact same room and experience completely different realities. One sees everything they lack. Everyone is ahead of me. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough opportunities. I'll never catch up. The other sees possibilities. I can learn. I can improve. There are opportunities I haven't discovered yet. I already have enough to take the next step. Same room, different mindset. And that mindset changes behavior. The person living in scarcity becomes afraid. They hesitate. They compare. They avoid risks. The person living with abundance becomes curious. They take action. They build relationships. They notice possibilities. This doesn't mean pretending that problems don't exist. It means refusing to let what you lack blind you to what you already possess. Epictetus taught that wealth is not simply having many possessions. It is needing less. Think about that. Maybe you're chasing more money when what you actually want is freedom. Maybe you're chasing more attention when what you actually want is self-respect. Maybe you're chasing another relationship when what you actually need is peace with yourself. Sometimes abundance isn't getting more. Sometimes it's finally realizing you already have enough to begin. Number 8, take aligned action, then let go. This is where most people get confused. Letting go does not mean doing nothing. It doesn't mean sitting on the couch and waiting for life to magically fix itself. The Stoic approach is different. Act fully. Then release the outcome. Think about a farmer. He prepares the soil, he plants the seeds, he waters them, he protects the field. But he doesn't stand over the ground screaming, "Grow faster!" He understands that there is a process he cannot force. Your life works the same way. Prepare, work, learn, improve, take action. Then give the process room to unfold. You don't need to check the seed every 5 minutes. You don't need to panic because the harvest hasn't arrived yet. And you don't need to destroy your peace because today's results don't match your expectations. Marcus Aurelius captured this spirit beautifully. Do what you must and let what happens happen. That's aligned action. You control the work. You release the obsession. Number 9, trust yourself enough to handle whatever happens. Here's the deepest shift of all. Maybe peace doesn't come from believing that everything will work out exactly the way you want. Maybe peace comes from knowing whatever happens, I will find a way forward. Think about that. If you believe you can survive rejection, rejection loses some of its power. If you believe you can survive failure, failure becomes less frightening. If you believe you can rebuild after loss, you stop desperately clinging to things that were never guaranteed. This is real confidence, not nothing bad will happen, but something bad might happen and I'll still be standing. That's resilience. That's inner strength. That's the kind of confidence the Stoics were trying to build. You don't need certainty about tomorrow. You need trust in yourself today. Number 10, stop forcing life. And now we arrive at the lesson behind everything we've discussed. You can spend years trying to force life into the shape you imagined. You can force relationships, force success, force timing, force people's opinions, force opportunities, force outcomes, and eventually you become exhausted. But what if you changed the question? Instead of, how can I force this to happen? Then what can I do? And what must I release? That question changes everything. You still work hard, but you don't panic. You still love, but you don't cling. You still pursue your goals, but you don't worship the outcome. You still plan, but you accept that life may rewrite the plan. And when life changes direction, you don't collapse. You adapt, because your peace was never dependent on one particular outcome. Imagine that one day you wake up and realize something. The job you didn't get didn't destroy your life. The relationship that ended didn't destroy your life. The opportunity you missed didn't destroy your life. The plan that failed didn't destroy your life. In fact, some of those disappointments eventually became the moments that redirected you towards something better. Maybe you couldn't see it at the time. Maybe all you could feel was pain. But years later, you look back and realize, if I had gotten exactly what I wanted back then, I wouldn't be the person I am today. That's the strange way life teaches us. Sometimes the closed door wasn't punishment, it was redirection. Sometimes the delay wasn't failure, it was preparation. Sometimes losing something wasn't the end, it was the beginning of becoming someone stronger. The Stoics understood this. They didn't promise that life would become easy. They taught something far more valuable. You can become strong enough to meet life exactly as it comes. So stop demanding that tomorrow look exactly like your plan. Do your part. Control your effort. Control your character. Control your response. And then let life breathe, because the harder you grip everything around you, the more exhausted you become. But when you finally loosen your grip, you discover something powerful. You were never supposed to control everything. You were supposed to master yourself. So if there's something you're desperately trying to force right now, a relationship, a career, a goal, an apology, a specific future, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this mine to control? If the answer is yes, do your part. If the answer is no, release it. Not because you don't care, but because your peace is worth more than your obsession. And remember this, you don't have to chase what is meant for you. You don't have to control every outcome. You don't have to know exactly how your story ends. You only have to take the next right step, then take another and another, until one day you look back and realize that the life you were desperately trying to force was quietly becoming something better all along. If this message spoke directly to something you're going through right now, write this in the comments. I control my response. Let that be your reminder whenever life doesn't go according to plan. And if you want more Stoic wisdom that helps you build discipline, emotional strength, confidence, and inner peace, subscribe to Stoic Horizon. Because here, we're not trying to escape life's difficulties. We're learning how to become strong enough to face them. Control what you can, release what you can't, trust yourself, and keep moving forward. I'll see you in the next one.